Hello YouTube, my name's Jeremy. I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, left in 2004, and today I want to talk about the Leah Remini special that everyone else is already talking about. Well, why not? Me too.
I thought Jehovah's Witnesses were just nice people knocking on doors. We have received many letters. Please look into the Jehovah's Witnesses.
People have been hyping this up for months. For months I have been hearing about it. Leah Remini's coming after the Jehovah's Witnesses. They're really gonna blow the lid off the Watchtower this time. I gotta admit, I was only cautiously looking forward to this. I've never watched Leah Remini's show on Scientology before, but I know that it's reality TV. I went into this fully expecting it to be sensationalized, maybe they would take a few liberties with the facts for the sake of drama. You know, reality TV. And boy, was I wrong. They were astonishingly accurate. Every single point that they brought up was quoted directly from the Watchtower publications. They even had video and audio footage of the governing body speaking at conventions. Like, there is no disputing anything that was presented on that program. None. It came directly from the mouths of babes, as they say. So the special aired, everybody's talking about it, they did a great job. So what does this mean for witnesses? Are they mad? Are they talking about it? Are you finally gonna get that phone call from your mom saying, "That's it? I'm done. Come home for Christmas"? Not likely. And I think we all know that. Jehovah's Witnesses famously keep their heads planted firmly up their asses, and this special is not going to change that. As evidenced by the droves of highly devout, highly intelligent Jehovah's Witnesses crawling out of the woodwork on social media with one compelling argument after another.
I think it was disgraceful that the intelligence agencies allowed any information that turned out to be so false and fake out. I think it's a disgrace. And I say that. And that's something that Nazi Germany would have done and did do. I think it's a disgrace. That information that was false and fake and never happened got released. It's a disgrace. What took place, it's a disgrace. And I think they ought to apologize to start with. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, not you. Go ahead. Quiet. Don't be rude. No, I'm not going to give you a question. I'm not going to give you a question. You are fake news.
Keep in mind, this is apostate material. Numero uno thing you're not supposed to look at as a Jehovah's Witness. Right up there with getting a blood transfusion, expecting anybody to care about your birthday, or molesting a child. Oh, wait. I mean, if they were going to give me crap about watching Star Wars, they sure as hell aren't going to let anybody just go watch Leah frickin' Remini all willy-nilly. The sad truth of the matter is that anyone that really needs to see this special isn't going to go anywhere near it. And anyone arguing with you on social media is more than likely what we call a POME, the most frustrating specimen of Jehovah's Witness there is, and probably not worth your time in engaging with. I hate to say it, but if the child abuse cases aren't enough, and if Toni Morris saying crazy stuff at the conventions isn't enough, there's no hope for them. Maybe I'm wrong, and I really like to hope that I am. Maybe this will add to the long list of disturbances that'll eventually wake them up. But this will not be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Everyone that's been in that organization for any length of time knows that it's never just one thing that wakes you up. It's a lot of stuff, and hopefully this adds to that pile of a lot of stuff. That said, I don't think it can be overstated how instrumental this special will be in preventing anyone from dunking headlong into convention pool Kool-Aid in the future. In the heyday of witnesses, and back when a lot of our parents joined, not a lot of people knew a whole lot about them. They were just kind of an alternative to Catholicism, maybe. They were just a different form of Christianity that you could join. Ex-Jehovah's Witnesses didn't really have a platform to share their experiences on. There was no social media. There was no YouTube. That's all different now. If anything, the internet was probably the beginning of the end for Jehovah's Witnesses when it gave everybody instant access to anything that they wanted to know. And most importantly, it gave ex-Jehovah's Witnesses a platform to speak on. And this special was a huge signal boost for those voices. Since it aired, I have seen so many ex-Jehovah's Witnesses starting to speak out. They're getting vocal on social media. They're starting their own YouTube channels. Up until this point, I actively avoided ex-Jehovah's Witness forums and support groups. There weren't a whole lot when I left, but they became more prominent as time went by. But I just kind of viewed them as bitter, angry people that had an axe to grind, and I told myself that I was just trying to move on. I had moved on, you know. I had to start my life over from scratch, so let's just do this thing. Let's start over and forget about it. I never stopped to consider how helpful it might be to share my experiences with other people, or to hear their own experiences, and how validating that would be for the way that I was feeling. And I never stopped to consider that maybe I was still brainwashed against apostates. 15 years, I'm still brainwashed against apostates. Not only that, but I was hesitant to say anything against the Watchtower organization. I just told people that I grew up in an eccentric Christian household because that's the way I knew the world viewed them. When I finally moved past that and started to speak honestly about my experiences, I found it really difficult to express to anyone how suffocating and oppressive it really was. You know, they hadn't been through it, and when it's just yourself talking, you start to believe that, oh, maybe it wasn't so bad, maybe it was just me, you're being dramatic. And that's exactly what witnesses want you to think. They gaslight you into believing that you chose this. You deserve this. You deserve to have lost your family and your friends. You deserve to be depressed and to contemplate suicide. And that's why they dehumanize ex-Jehovah's Witnesses so much into apostates. And that can stick with you for a really long time. They don't want you to find support from others who have been through it, and they really don't want you to speak out about what happened to you. This special helped me to realize that all these people I've avoided for so long are people that share a trauma with me. We have a shared experience. And since I've opened myself up to them, I have found a more loving and caring community than I ever experienced for one single day in that cult. And I wish so much that I'd found them sooner. I've seen a lot of ex-Jehovah's Witnesses starting to speak out, stating similar reasons for not doing so before. Now the discussion about Jehovah's Witnesses on social media has gone from mild annoyance at being woken up on Saturday morning at the door to outrage over the oppressive policies and child abuse that happens there. They're starting to see Jehovah's Witnesses as something a little more sinister than just a different shade of Christianity. Our stories are being heard, and those stories can no longer be dismissed when we're all telling the same story. Now Jehovah's Witnesses are publicly associated with Scientology, one of the most terrifying and dangerous cults that there are. Anybody studying with the Witnesses now just have to type a few things into their web browser to be saved from signing away the rest of their lives. If any of our voices can help in making that happen, I think it's well worth trying. All it takes is for the Witnesses to get a hold of one person. When they got their claws into my dad, he dragged my mom into it. They had 2 sons, and there you have it, an entire ruined family from one convert. Let's keep that from happening again. If you're thinking about becoming an activist, be it a YouTube channel, or starting up a podcast, or just throwing a fit on social media, please do it. Don't allow them to keep cowing you into silence. Take these bad experiences and try to make something good out of them in whatever way that you can. Thanks for watching. I know that there's already been so much discussion about the special since it aired, and I'm just another dude on YouTube that doesn't know what he's doing. But I'm excited to join the community in speaking out against the cult and helping anyone transition out of it that I can. I'd love to hear what you thought about the special. Do you think it's going to change anyone's minds? Do you think it'll bring anyone out? Did it help you in any way? Let me know in the comments below, or find me on Twitter. And if for some reason you still haven't seen the special, I put links in the description below to where you can rent or buy it. I think it's around $3. Well worth throwing a few bucks at if you can afford it, to help support the work that they're doing. The more successful that this is, the more likely that they're going to return to it in the future. Until next time, stay awake.